Welcome back to Dan's Messy Garage. Only today we're not in my garage. We're in my basement. And if you can figure out what I'm looking at here, then you got an idea, probably by the thumbnail also. This is my gas furnace. It's middle of December, and this has been giving me trouble. I've been playing with it for the last couple days. What's happened is the control board, the brain, went out. This happened before a few years ago, and I bought another control board brain here. Put that in. This one died. Something happened to it. I was able to get that one back in there, and with some finagling and jumping and farting around, I got it to work. And then, of course, that one quit. So, the way these furnaces work, this is an 80% efficiency furnace. It's got an induction motor here, which just blows air out through the exhaust. And it sucks air in through where the burners are, like right down in here. 4 tubes. Gets a draft going. There's pressure switches here, low and a high. And as long as there's air movement through and out the furnace, these pressure switches say it's okay for the gas valve, this thing here, to turn on. When that turns on, the igniters light the flame. Then in roughly half a minute to a minute, the blower kicks on. It's all controlled by the brain. Well, my brain box is dead. So I put this old one back in, or this other one back in there that I had. Hang on, I'm trying to get it where I can show it to you. This one. And I could get it to work if I'd come downstairs and pull off a wire here from the low pressure switch. Then things would kick on and would cycle and it would blow heat. Once the furnace started, I put this little wire back on there. But then when the heating cycle's over and the furnace turned off, it would not turn on again till I came downstairs, pulled that wire off, put it back on. So those things are bad. I ordered them. They're not going to be here for a few days. So I was just going to have to come down here and do it manually. I would turn the thing up to like 76 or 7 degrees upstairs, and then it would turn off. And then as the day went on and the heat in the house got lower and colder, I'd come down here and get it going again. Inconvenience, but I had heat. Now, I was farting around. I'm going to figure out some way to put a timer on this thing. So like every like 15 minutes of the hour, it would turn it on. So I went out and bought a timer. Programmable. It's got these little pegs that you pull up for when you want it to come on. So I was doing that. And I hooked timer up, took wires from here, ran them right to the wires on that switch. Wasn't thinking, folks. What I did was, all I want to do is have a switch that would, kind of open and close every, little bit every hour. I ended up putting 110 volts right into the switch, went down, and immediately burn out my control board. Just charred everything because I backfed voltage right to this. Destroyed that. Put the old control board back in. I can't get it to work at all. Turns out the other thing I fried was the little transformer down there. That has 120 volts coming in one side and 24 volts coming out the other side, which feeds the control board. That thing died. So I went and bought a doorbell transformer, which is the same thing. Takes 120 volts, turns 24 AC. That works. The control board's still bad. So I have to come up with a way to get this furnace to turn on. Manually is fine as long as I have heat. It's getting cold in here. Right now I'm wearing a couple of sweatshirts as I work on this. But I've been poking around with this for a couple hours here, and I figured I'd make a video in case some of this stuff ever happens to you. I have a whole bunch of wires and things down here. Because what I've been doing, I figured out if I take and put 24 volts right to the gas valve, it'll turn on and the flames will light. It'll only light because I added a pilot light. See, this furnace has one of those igniters where it turns cherry red and then lights the furnace. Well, I was having issues with that because my control board wasn't sending a signal to it. That's this thing here, these wires. So what I did years ago is I just ran a pilot light, went out and bought the brass tube with the little doohickey on the end of it. And I put that in there years ago. And I just been running a pilot light. Don't have to worry about that igniter. It's been working. So I figured out with the pilot light on, which is on all the time, if I put 24 volts to this gas valve, it clicks on, poof. The fire lights, it works. But there's no induction motor and no fan. You need everything. So I figured out how to take the induction motor, and there's, two whites, a red and a dark gray and a black here, and I trace wires going up to the motor. And if I just take the white and the black from the motor and essentially plug that into the wall, that works. Yes. I do the same thing with the fan motor, the blower motor. Take the black and white wire from that, which is the high speed, plug it in the wall, that works. So I know if I use my transformer to the gas valve and put power to the induction motor and the blower motor, the furnace will work, it'll blow. It's all manual. I have to come down here when the house warms up and turn the switch off. This switch controls the whole furnace. So I'm going to wire it up manually so that I can just come down, flip the switch on, poof, the furnace is going to fire up and run until I get back down here to do it again. Turn it off. So what I've been doing is I have a connector assortment here, and I'm making some like pigtail thing. So I got to have a way to power 4 different blacks and 4 different whites I'm looking for another connector here. Okay, so if I put, these are all male, 3 males, and this happens to be a female, but that's so I can plug in the inducer motor. And I crimp this here. Get that good bog. Okay, so now with this funny looking thing, I can take my inducer motor, which I already figured out which wires they are, plug that in there. I can take power from the switch to here. These connectors are all different brands, companies, and they go together, but it just takes some finagling like that. I'll take my fan motor here, and I take the doorbell transformer here. Plug all this together. And this isn't going to want to go, is it? Hang on, folks. I have to move you so I can get where you are to do this. I was able to make up another jumper wire here for the whites. Have all the white hooked together, all the blacks hooked together. And then in order to get the power gas valve to connect, I don't know if you can see this, but I made some little jumpers that'll take the power from this transformer right up to the gas valve. I just traced the wires, bent some coat hangers over, and fit them down in there. That should work. So now when I turn the power on, inducer motor should fire up. The blower for the house should fire up. Control valve should send the gas down, and the pilot light should light it. It should happen all at the flick of a switch. So let's see what happens. Here we go. Ta-da! Blower motor's on. Flame is on. Induction motor's on. It's pulling fresh air in past the burners and up, sending out the exhaust. And the blower is blowing the heat. So every few hours, I'm going to have to come down here, turn that off. Now, I did order a new control panel. That's not going to be here till like Monday. Today is Wednesday. My limit switches aren't coming till Saturday. Or those, limit switch, high, low, because they're fried. So I'm just going to have to do it manually, but at least I'll have heat. Because right now, with this switch off, the house has no heat. It's getting cold. It's 60 something upstairs right now. And I'm just going to turn it up. Well, I can't. The thermostat's not even working. That's right. My thermostat is going to be me coming down here and clicking the switch. Now, I thought of hooking the thermostat up because I got the thermostat wires and everything are right here. Here's the transformer for them. But I can't because the blower motor and the induction motor will just be on all the time. Thermostat, all that's going to do is control the gas valve. And the thermostat itself doesn't have enough power capability to fire the whole furnace. What I could do wire this timer up. Maybe let the furnace run for an hour, turn off for half hour, run for an hour, or however I want to configure it, because these are real simple. You just pull up on the tabs to turn things on, push them down, everything goes off. So I could set this timer to do that. That's kind of getting ahead of myself. I don't really need to have this timer. This timer is what fried my board because I wasn't using my head. I got all that hooked up. It's working. I'm going to put this, I just kicked the camera. Hope you guys are still seeing something here. I'm going to put the cover back on the lower part of the furnace. Okay, let's put the correct lower part of the furnace cover on there. The one I grabbed is the upper part. Here's the lower part. There. Now, as I do this, folks, I want to tell you. Can you see me? Maybe. Don't do what I do, okay? I'm an idiot. I'm not a qualified person to do any of this stuff. I'm just a homeowner that's doing what I have to do to have heat. Like I said, it's going to be a few days before the parts arrive. And I'm just showing you how I did it. I'm not saying how you should do it. You should do it the correct way. Call a qualified heating and expert, pay the big bucks, and have him do it. I'm just, like I said, I'm just an idiot, farting around with my own stuff, trying to have heat. Keep that in mind. Thank you for watching Dan's Messy Garage from my basement. Stay tuned to my channel for other videos and projects. Bye.